Yo, it's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation live in studio. Alyi B is here co-hosting.
Yes,
Salute
sir.
the DJ, whatever on the set.
Yep.
And we got a special guest for the live in studio, repping ATL. Killed the BET Awards yesterday. Smith Ashton talked about a lot of serious issues. I'm trying to make the intro a movie in 3D. Lecrae is in the building.
What up? What's going on?
Lecrae.
Yeah.
So I was hosting the BET Awards viewing party last night. It's a little bit different than what Khaled did. You know, he hosted the whole damn thing. But I hosted, everybody was just watching the TV at 4040 Nightclub. I hosted that.
That's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, I know. I'm failing out here.
Come on, man.
So, and then when your part came on, it was powerful, and everybody clapped.
Wow.
And it was crazy because then I talked after that, and everybody just said, get the hell off the mic. But
Wow.
But no, that was powerful words. Applaud him for his monologue yesterday on the BET Awards. Lecrae, please.
Thank you. I appreciate that love.
I'm really going to ask you to recite it again.
Oh, man.
Live
Come on,
here.
man.
Do you remember it? But
I don't know, man. Maybe. It's a moment. Yeah, it's a moment. You got to catch it in all its fullness. You got to see the visuals, man. You got to view it. It was the passion behind it, man.
Well, I want to ask you about your views in the country and the energy behind that when you wrote it, and about all the negativity and the police brutality and the violence and the racism and everything going on in the country today. And I want to talk about the election. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with the election.
All right.
How do you feel about Clinton and Trump?
Woo. I think everybody who first of all, I'm not going to ever claim to be like the political expert. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But at the same time, I feel like Trump kind of duped everybody. You know what I'm saying? And made people believe like he was. I mean, that's politics in a sense, like making people believe you something that you're not. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of conservative kind of voters feel like, well, we just want to keep our thing happening, and he's not really a representation of what they really believe. And so just being candid, I mean, I'm not a fan, you know what I mean? I think he's dangerous, you know what I'm saying? So,
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, he says, let's make America great again, and that's how you started your monologue, and you said, let's make America great again, but when has America ever been great?
Yeah, I said, yeah.
What was the energy behind that? What was your thought process?
Yeah, I said, they telling us make America great again. I'm like, hold up, when was America great again? Was it when they took us from our native land, or maybe when they took away the natives' land?
Yeah.
And the concept of the thought behind that is, some people get caught up in the us versus they or whatever, but I'm just talking about the sense of, like unstained patriotism that we kind of have. Like, we don't like to look at our own dirt. Like, America tends to like think everything's peachy keen. I don't like the sentiment of make America great again, because what it says is it was great for everybody once upon a time, and it ain't never been great for a lot of people, specifically like minorities in America. And so it ain't never been great, so I'm like, well, tell me, when was it great? I'm like curious. I would like, when people say that, I'm like, I'm curious, when was that? And if they the 50s. Oh, really? Oh, because we didn't have voting rights in the 50s. So was it great?
Yeah, and there's segregation. And
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when was it great specifically? And I'm interested to know that answer. Was it the 90s? Oh, when Rodney King got beat, was that when it was great? You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, when you say that sentiment, it makes me feel like you're discounting a whole group of people. When you say make America great again, as if there was this period of time when it was better. And so that's how I feel about that whole sentiment. And I wanted to articulate, like, there's a burden and a pain that a lot of people go through. And I feel like majority culture is not looking at is not empathizing, or that conservative perspective is not looking or empathizing with what, minorities in this country go through, or the lower class have gone through in this country, and what they are wrestling through. So
do you think that there's a solution for the racism problem we have in this country? If you were in charge, what would you do? So
here's the thing. I don't think you can legislate morality. I think that's a moral issue. You know what I'm saying? So I can't change your heart with laws. If you're going to be a racist, you're going to be only God can change your heart. I can't do that. But what I can do is I can put some barriers around your racism, you know what I'm saying, to keep you from like instituting it and employing it, putting it on other people. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you're a hateful person who want to do hateful things to people, I can guard, and put some institutions and structures up to where you can't get away with that type of stuff. So where equality is the standard versus, supremacy. And I feel like the thing people need to do, like, to get involved, I feel like it's 3 P's that people, it's policy, publicity, and programs. And policy is like, if you into politics, you got thoughts, you vote, petition, like petition and vote, cool. That's what you do. You go work in DC or whatever, cast your vote. That's policy. I feel like publicity is making noise. So that's what we do as artists. We make noise. We say, man, something ain't right out here. And we articulating what the ills of society. And then it's programs. And programs is like, man, go visit the detention centers, the prisons, go to Chicago to the Stop the Violence rallies, because everybody's always like talking, well, what about all the black on black violence? And it's like, they don't publicize what we are doing. I got a lot of homies in Chicago who fighting against all that stuff that's going on right now. So I feel like if you do policy, you do publicity, you do programs, you can fight against the stuff that's going on in this country right now.
Which is against the system, basically,
yeah,
of what they're trying to do out here.
Right.
Do you believe that our country is free the way they sell it? Because, when you go overseas and everything, they brand America.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody believes it, but everybody brands America as the land of the free.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all sheep over here.
Yeah, I think everybody it's like comparatively. That's kind of what people do. It's like comparatively, like we free compared to, like you could be blank. So it's like people will say, man, look how good it is since slavery. Well, slavery wasn't a standard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that ain't the standard. Like, of course it's better than that. It's like, it's a lot of people out here who, could be way worse off, but that's not like the goal. The goal is not just to be better than slavery.
It's like a person glorifying that they got a job and they paying their bills and they paying for their kid. You supposed to do that.
Yeah, man. It's like we ain't supposed to be slaves. So, so I think there's a long way to go. I think we still got a long way to go. And people can't see the systemic issues. Like it's infrastructures that cause the problems. It's not like some guy with a, behind a desk like ha ha ha. It's like structures that's been placed. Like a lot of people don't know, even like, and I got friends and family who are in law enforcement, so I'm not picking on law enforcement, but a lot of people don't know law enforcement started. You know what?
I want to talk about the law enforcement. I want to talk about that thought, but we gotta go real quick. Lecrae's in the building.
Come on.
If you guys got any questions.
We got deep fast. We got deep quick.
At DJ said, oh no, we're going through. Yo, it's DJ Sus won the feature presentation. Torre is not here right now. I'm taking over the live in studio for the day. Alyi B is here co-hosting.
Yes, sir.
DJ Whatever's making a movie on the turntables. Yeah. And we got Lecrae in the building. The applause has to go longer for Lecrae.
Indeed. It's all love, man.
Because the movie he made on the BET Awards was a different type of Avatar popcorn gummy bear situation.
Hilarious.
What was your first initial reaction, like you standing on that stage, going through that? Could you even feel the people's energy out there?
Oh yeah, that was what was crazy. So one, Crit and I both did a little piece, and Crit had gone first, so I already felt like they, the way they responded to Crit helped me know where the people's head space was at. So when I got out there, it was a standing ovation, and then the lighting, it was a lighting issue. So they was like, can you do it one more time? So it was kind of like I had put all my energy and emotion into it the first go round. So I went and did it one more time. And it was still crazy. People got up, was clapping, was excited. So, and it was just a good moment, man. And we didn't even know. I mean, it's a testament to how necessary that was. 7 days later, the Tulsa shooting, happened after we filmed it. You know what I mean? And so, and it's live last night, and it's just a testament to what's really going on right here in society.
Which goes back to what we were talking about before we took the break about police brutality.
Yeah.
You were about to tell me a story. I don't know if you remember what story.
I was just saying that, I think different people have different encounters with police, and that's why a lot of folks say, man, y'all beating up on the police, why y'all talking so crazy about the police? Is because your experience with them has all been positive, and you don't have the negative experiences that I have. And so, and a lot of people don't realize how policing was started in America. If you do the history, policing was started during slavery to protect, people from, to not to protect, but to stop runaway slaves. It was to keep watch over them and to torture them, to teach them that you can't run away, that you can't escape this. And so that's literally how policing was started in America. And a lot of people don't know that. So when KRS-One said overseer, officer, that's a real thing. You know what I mean? So not to say that that's how people still function today, but just saying that that's the root of it. But, man, I remember driving to a show, years back in a rental car, and I got pulled over by the police, and just because of the way I look, they like, man, where you going? I said, I got a show. They was like, oh, okay, well, it's a rental car. We see people rent these cars driving across state lines all the time. We gonna we gonna walk the dog around the car. And I was like, because they cut, and it was like, if the dog hits on it, we gonna search it. And he's like, yeah, the dog hit on the car. And they took the bumper off the car, and they took all the seats out, threw the seats outside, and made us sit on the curb and watch. And they didn't find nothing because we wasn't selling no drugs. And then they left us there with all the stuff just sitting on the side of the curb and said, all right, well, we didn't find nothing. And then I got to put all this back in the car and make it to my show. And I'm just saying, those are the type of experiences that I personally encounter. And people don't have those experiences, so they don't understand what we're talking about when we're talking about scrutiny and racism and disrespect. So
it's definitely a race thing. So I got 2 stories. First of all, you don't know this, but I'm black and white. Yeah. So I didn't experience racism. I didn't even know what racism was until I got to high school, right? So one day I'm in the car. There's a couple of stories I have, man, but I DJ for Mariah. Yeah. One day we're in the truck in an Escalade. This was a success story actually, because usually the police say get out the car, and then but the police came up to me. I'm parked on the corner. She's in the car. We're just chilling, whatever. And they said, give me your fucking keys. They didn't see her. Yeah. Give me your fucking keys. Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. We're just parked on the side. Give me your fucking keys right now. Yeah. Officer, did I do anything? Give me your fucking keys. So I gave him the keys because I know you got, anything you go left quick. They went into the store, and this was just a great story for me, besides many of the stories where they had me on the floor and put me in jail overnight for no reason and all that. But her friend was in the store at the same time and came back and was like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Yeah. And you know what that was about, blah, blah, blah. And she went into the store and said, can I have his keys, please? And they said he fits the description of now, first of all, that's always their line. If you fit the description, why would you just take my keys and walk into the store to buy coffee to come back and let me sit there so I could run and escape, whatever. But they were like, well, sorry, Mariah Carey's in the damn car. So this was a success story for me. The officers came back. This never happened to me ever in my life before or ever after. Sir, I'm sorry. Wow. I'm sorry. You fit the description. And of course, I played the bigger role. I was like, no apology accepted. I know it's crazy out there. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And then there was another time. My pops is white and he's a lawyer. So one time these officers came in Yonkers Diner. Yeah. And harassed me and my people. You know what I'm saying? I have black skin. Harassed me and my people. Start beating up my boy. Handcuffed me. Sprayed mace in my eyes while I'm handcuffed for no reason. Right. Arrested us. Yeah. And then later my pops came in and they saw he was a white man, and their whole energy changed. Yeah. And that was when I was younger, and that's when I learned this is really a race issue out here. Yeah. Because if we were a couple of white kids in the car, I mean, no disrespect, because I'm friends with all different races, but if we were a couple of white kids in that diner, I don't think it would have been the same energy that they gave me. And people would hear this and say you being divisive, or it's that, but it's like, no, I'm just telling my truth. I'm telling these realities that I've experienced. You know what I mean? And that's what I think people don't understand is these are real things. Like, this really happens. And so it's always funny to me when people will say stuff, like they'll make their assumption or decision based off of their experience because they haven't had your experience. They haven't been pulled over 3 times in one day in East Texas like I have. You know what I'm saying? Or had a knee on your neck because you fit a description like I have. You know what I mean? And so one of my artists, Trip Lee, he had a concert and I think like West Texas, and they ran up on him, man. Threw him against the wall, guns to his back. I mean, he's the most meek, mild, chill, just amazing guy. And then they had guns to him in the whole 9, and they cussing at him, talking to him crazy. And it turned out, he fit the description, but they had treated him so bad and threw him around like a rag doll. And it's that type of stuff that people don't see. They don't experience. So they don't know it's real. They just think they see these individuals who are committing crimes and they say, oh, well, he deserved it, clearly, because, these guys are always right. Cops is always right. And I'm like, nah, that's not true. It's not true. Yeah. And they rarely get punished for their crimes. Yeah. But it's not just a race issue to me. It's also an authority issue. Of course. Like when you give people
abuse of power.
Yeah, abuse of power. It's just crazy. Sometimes it's not even racism. They just want to OD with the power. Yeah. Like, you don't got no more power than me, and I'm going to show you how much power I actually have.
Absolutely. And there's great, mind you, my aunt is a detective. She's amazing. She kills the game. She's here to support and protect the community. I know individuals who have the right mindset, but what I'm saying is, it's not that we are picking on any one person. We picking on the institution and saying it's fractured, it's messed up. Y'all got to fix this.
The system is messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up.
In a perfect world, I want everybody to get along everywhere with all races and all cultures, period.
Of course.
Lecrae is in the building. Alyi V is here. DJ Whatever's here. It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation, the live in studio.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you in a couple of minutes about your music, your tour coming up.
Yes, sir.
About how it is being a Christian rapper,
or a rapper who's a Christian.
Same thing.
Hey.
Nice. I like that. So, Lecrae's in the building. If you want to talk to him, 877-60-HIP-HOP. Call us right now, whatever. Movie in 3D immediately, please.
Let's do it.
Hip Hop Nation.
Whatever, you're making a movie.
Appreciate it,
I'm
man.
very proud of you, and I want keep that applaud going. DJ Whatever's making a movie.
Listen, man.
Yes, you are.
When you hear that from Sus One, you know you're doing something right.
You're absolutely correct.
Hey, I just want to be invited back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Put him on the list for inviting him back. You've made the list for being invited back.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. It's the live in studio. I'm here for Torre. Alyi B is here.
Yeah.
Lecrae.
Yes, indeed.
Applaud Lecrae.
Hey, it's all love, baby. Glad to be here, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
So, first of all, I want to talk about real quick you being a family man.
Yeah, what's up?
You have 3 kids.
Yep.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
She was in your video.
We breaking cycles, baby.
Yes.
I can't have a relationship work for longer than maybe 1 or 2 hours. So can you please give me some advice and explain to me the keys of what it takes to make a relationship work?
So, all right, let me put on my Dr. Love.
And by the way, speak as if your wife is listening right now, because I don't want any couch
No,
sleeping
speak
tonight.
honestly.
That's all good. Now, honestly, the reality of it is like, it's got to be, both sides have to be willing, because love is really about sacrifice, right? So everybody really goes into relationships trying to figure out what they can get out of it instead of figuring out what they can give. You know what I mean? And so if both people come to the relationship saying, I'm here to give 100% and I don't expect nothing, well, you know what I'm saying? You really gonna get 100% from both sides. So you don't have to expect nothing, because you're gonna get it, because the other person's just as committed as you are to giving. So it's like 2 selfless people coming together. But when you got 2 selfish people coming together, it don't ever work. You know what I'm saying? Because both sides are always trying to figure out how to get, and then it gets all messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Everything you're saying is completely accurate.
Yeah.
But that's not the part I have a problem with in relationships.
All right.
The part I have a problem with, and I don't know if you have this problem, but I've experienced in my life that apparently every woman, including my family members, prefers to argue most of the day.
That is not true. That is not true.
But yeah, I mean, it might be where you looking. You might have to look under some new rocks, man.
I was looking on Earth. Tell me where I need to go to find a good woman that does not argue.
Yeah, man. I mean, sometimes it's just inevitable. You know what I mean? I think it's inevitable. Like, you're gonna deal with conflict. The way I like to look at it is it's like this. It's like a garden and with a bunch of rocks in it, and you gotta get all the rocks out the garden before it could really grow, and it take time to get all them rocks out. So you gonna argue, y'all gonna bump heads, but after long enough time, you got enough of them rocks out the garden. Now you got a lot more soil for flowers and fruit to bloom and to blossom. But you got to go through that period of time of getting all them rocks out, and you 1-2 days ain't gonna get it, baby.
Let me ask you a question. I said 2 hours, by the way.
2 hours. You ain't even picked up the rock by then. You know what I mean?
So, with that being said, you're a Christian man.
Yeah, absolutely.
A rapper that's Christian, or a Christian rapper? I don't know which way you prefer.
I think it depends on how. I think it's a difference, but some people don't. Some people would disagree.
Okay. With that being said, and you're happily married.
Yeah.
And you're a great man.
Yeah.
But you're going on tour.
Yeah.
And you've been on tour.
Yeah.
When I go on tour.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit of fame.
Right.
Energy comes from the opposite sex.
Of course.
Now, weak individuals such as myself,
I mean, we all
feed into this energy.
We all fall short. We all weak. You know what I'm saying? So, see, being a Christian is not about being perfect. It's about admitting you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's really.
I'm Christian.
But it's also saying, look, I need help. I need help outside of myself. So my faith is really me acknowledging I need God versus me acting like I don't. Like, nah, I got it together. I'm good. You know, I feel like that's what religion is. Religion is me trying to earn God's love and care. Relationship is me saying, God, I need you to come, scoop me up. And so you'll never hear no song on my project that's on some like, I got it together, be like me. Mm-hmm. You'll hear me saying, I'm transparent about my struggles, my issues, my weaknesses, and I have good people in my life who hold me down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honest with my stuff. You know what I mean? And I tell my dudes, like, I'm a werewolf, and when a full moon come up, put me in the basement, lock the door, don't let me come out. You know what I mean? And if you honest with your people like that, then they'll they'll hold you down. So everybody got certain things. It's like I hold my dudes down. If I got a dude who spend too much money on stupid stuff, it's like, dude, you wolfing out right now. I'm give me your card. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tripping.
You're a great friend.
What's the most difficult thing you've encountered by being a Christian hip hop artist, would you say?
That people don't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So on either side, like I went to a radio station in North Carolina one time, and I did an interview on the mainstream radio, and the sister station was a gospel station, and I go to the mainstream hip hop station, and I'm like, that's what's up, man. What song y'all gonna play? It's like, oh, we can't play your music. We don't play gospel. And I was like, okay.
Nah, but why do you think? Well, not to interrupt, but why do you think Jesus Walk worked?
I think part of it is Kanye. It's a movement. It was a moment. It was a powerful song, but then too, I also think some of it was the song wasn't. I don't feel like it rubbed people the wrong way. It was inviting, and I think people look at Christians as like judgmental and rubbing people the wrong way. And I don't think that song was about trying to rub people the wrong way. It was about him saying, I need Jesus to walk with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I'm that's acceptable in terms of saying that. But I think people struggle because in their mind, they think the content of the music is going to be, I'm about to rap through Genesis to Revelation. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to expect. When reality is what you're going to get is what you got last night watching the BET Hip Hop Awards. You're going to get a perspective, of a Christian who's going to rap about the stuff he rap about. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to hear about relationships. You're going to hear about faith. You're going to hear about pain. You're going to hear about struggle. You're going to hear about all the stuff that everybody deal with. It's just that I have a different perspective on it than, I don't know, Freeway is Muslim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he might have a different angle or perspective on some of the stuff he's talking about that, that's where his faith, Lupe, whatever. So I think.
Then let me ask you, how do you fit in? Because you have the new artists like Young M.A.
Yeah.
You do have a few like the Kirk Franklins.
Yeah.
I know you spoke about Kanye West, and he did his whole project, The Life of Pablo. He came out with Ultralight Beam, which is like major. So where do you feel like you fit into this industry when you have like the young ones listen to the trap music?
I think it's just real music. It's like soul. It's like it's authentic. You know what I mean? It's like J. Cole. You know what I mean? It's just authentic. He being J. Cole. Chance is being Chance. Chance don't care. I'm gonna dance. He gonna dance. He gonna talk about God. He gonna talk about silly stuff, funny stuff. I think rappers are not afraid to just be themselves now. I don't have to put on a show or act. I don't have to be tougher than I really am. I don't have to tell you about all the times I got, I got shot or shot at somebody. I don't have to talk about how much jewelry I got. I just can be me. And whatever me is what I'm rapping about, and I think that's what people do now. Lil Uzi, he don't talk about being tough, tough guy or nothing like that. But once upon a time, if he's rapping over them trap beats like that, he had to be talking about selling work or busting ratchets. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. That was the energy that Snoop was talking about the BET Awards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? About be yourself. They didn't understand him at first, but youngins, just be yourself. You know?
That's
so.
really
what if you don't
is.
know yourself as an artist?
What
What if you haven't figured that part out yet?
Yeah, a lot of dudes don't. What a lot of people don't understand is, once upon a time, like back in the Mozart in them days, a lot of them dudes was in their 40s. You couldn't even get to make music until you was like super grown,
right?
Because you had a sense of who you were and what you was trying to accomplish. And I think it's dope for people to express themselves and express their perspectives, no matter how old they are or whether they know themselves or not. But I do think it's something to be said about. I think America is one of the only places, or not America, but our time period, not America, but just in this generation, in time in history, younger's better in terms of arts and entertainment.
Right.
So it's kind of a unique thing where younger's better when really you get some of the most wisdom and some of the most profound perspectives, when people have been able to figure out who they are and know themselves. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So.
So talk to me about the tour that you're about to get on.
Destination tour. What's happening? It kicks off October 25th. Intimate tour where I just want people to come out, man, and hear some stuff and hear. I'm gonna do some new music. I'm working on a new album, so I'm gonna premiere some of the new music on tour. I've been in the studio working heavy. I'm gonna be at Irving Plaza October 30th, so make sure you come out and support. And we just gonna get out here and get it. Destination tour, and it's really just a tour where I want everybody to realize you're accepted. Regardless of your race, your faith, you know, your lifestyle, you're accepted. This is a destination for you to come and be accepted for who you are, and hear good music and enjoy yourself, and man, hear perspective. And you know, some people just going through some stuff. Some people need to breathe. Just give me a breath. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm just trying to give people the opportunity. Just, you know what I mean?
Where can they get the information for the tour when it's starting and all that?
Socials, all my socials, Lecrae, Lecrae. You can also, you know, Ticketmaster, you know, all that good stuff. You know, go to Lecrae.com. All the information's on Lecrae.com. And man, please come out and support, man, because it's for real. Come out and show your love and show your support, because the stuff that, you know, the stuff that's going on in our society right now, people need to see that type of unity. People need to see that type of support. People need to see that, man. So come out and be a part of that. Just be a part of something unique and special. You know what I mean?
Lecrae is in the building. We're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
DJ Sus won the feature presentation. Torre is not here at the moment. I'm filling in. Alyi B is here. DJ, whatever, play some more music. Movie in 3D immediately, please.